What is the problem? Huh?
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning, children. Please wait.
How are you, ma'am?
I am fine. How are you?
Fine, ma'am.
Yeah, please wait. Other students are joining.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning, children.
How are you, ma'am?
Yeah, I am fine. How are you?
Fine, ma'am. Ma'am, tomorrow's portion of GA.
Till now, whatever I have told, till today's class, you have to read.
I'm going to present course, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah, whatever I have explained till now, mean till today's class, you have to read that.
Okay, ma'am. But what topics will come, ma'am? Means how many marks?
Actually,
Yes, ma'am.
it is a combination of physical science and biological science. Okay, so you will get 60% of questions from biological science, and then 40% of
Good
questions
morning, ma'am.
from physical science. Good morning.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good
Okay, ma'am.
morning. Good morning.
Good morning, ma'am.
Ma'am,
Good
any
morning.
idea what will come in biology?
Biology, you have to ask biological science, ma'am. She will tell you. Okay, I can say you that from physics you will get all what is force. Then I have explained you effects of force.
Yes, ma'am.
So all those effects of force will come. And today I am going to discuss about resultant force. So you will get some questions in resultant force. So whatever the topics I have explained till now, you have to
How many
read
questions,
well.
ma'am?
It is only 60%. 60% of questions will come from biological science, and then 40% of questions from physical science. Okay, so I think around 19 participants were there. So if any of your friends are absent for the class, you have to call them and inform them to attend the physics class. I request all of you to inform your friends to attend the physics class without absence. They have to attend physical science class. Otherwise, even they miss a single class, they cannot understand the next class. Even if they want to read in the home also, they cannot understand.
And tomorrow GAT only, no?
Tomorrow you have GAT. Yes. Okay. 1 minute, I'm trying to share my screen. One minute, children. Ma'am, it is not responding in the sense, no? See, no. 1 minute, I'll check. We'll see once. One minute, it is coming. Anything is fine. We can use it. So yesterday we were discussing about resultant force. So I am explaining you like resultant force is something which is called as a net force. Okay, and yesterday I have given you some example also in this regard. Like, you know, if you stand in front of door, it will not open by itself, and you have to interact with the door by pushing or pulling it. Mean you are applying some force on it. So when you apply some force on it, then either the door will open or the doors, okay, by effect of pushing or pulling. So in the same context, we are into studying of few points. What is the problem? 1 minute, children. Okay, so we will close this 1 minute. Mhm. Two times if you click now, it will not appear. Mhm. Close the program. So yesterday I was explaining you like when forces are applied on an object. See, you have two forces which are applied on an object. For example, I am taking a table. Okay, a table as an object here. So two forces are applied. Mean yesterday I told two persons or two friends, what they are doing is they are applying force on the table. How they are applying? They are pushing the table. So when two friends, for example, you can take your class children. Okay, for example, Spurti and Akshara, let us say both of them were pushing a table. So when both of them were pushing a table, what is happening? The table will move to some distance. The table starts moving. Okay, when both of them have applied some force in the same direction, then what happens? The table starts moving. Okay, so when the table starts moving, the table, when forces are applied in one direction, automatically the table start moving in the same direction. So for this, actually, I thought to explain you with some example. Like, for example, here we have a object. Okay. For example, you take this object as a ball. Okay, this is a ball, let us say, and a force F1. We are denoting force by a letter called F. Force is denoted by a letter called F. Okay. When you speak about force 1, you will define it as force F1. And when you speak about second force, you will call it as F2. When a third force is applied, you call it as F3. And when a fourth force is applied, you call it as F4. Okay. So you have a ball here. So you are pushing this ball. Okay, so there is one force called as F1 and there is another force called as F2. Okay, so there are two forces applied on the object. So this is a ball. I have already told you, when you push a ball, what will happen? It will move. Okay, so when two persons are applying force on one single object, it will be starting moving. Okay, so now force F1 and F2 are applied on the object, then this ball starts moving in a direction in which the force is applied. For example, F1 and F2 are applied in the right direction. Okay, in the right direction, right side or right direction, then obviously the ball will be starting moving in the right direction only. Okay, this is the ball. When you apply force in the left side, the ball will start moving in the left direction. Okay, so now both the forces are applied in the same direction. Both the forces are applied in the same direction. Okay, so what is happening? We are getting a resultant force called as net force, which is called as F. So here I have already told you we are denoting the force by a letter called as F. Okay,
Ma'am, once explain again, ma'am.
let me complete this, then you can ask your doubts. First, let me complete this point, and after this point, you ask me doubts. Okay, so now we have a ball. Okay, so or in the place of ball, you can take any object. It could be chair, it could be bench, or it could be table. Any object you can take. Okay, now two forces you are applying. What is force? Nothing but you have to pull it or you have to push. That is a force. Force is an action which is done for an object to move itself. Okay, so now F1 you are applying on the object, and F2 also we are applying on the object. So F1 is applied by one person and F2 is applied by another person. So both the persons are applying force on ball. Then when you are pushing or when you are applying some force on ball, then obviously the ball will be starting traveling or moving a certain distance. Okay, so now this both F1 and F2, both the forces are applied in the same direction, mean they are pushed in the same direction. Then obviously the ball will also move in the same direction, and it will travel some distance and it will stop there. Okay, so the force, the total force is applied by F1 plus F2. This two total, the sum of these two forces is called as the net force or the resultant force, which can be obtained by combining both the forces called F1 plus F2. Okay, so the net force we can get it by applying the or by adding the two forces called as F1 plus F2. Okay, so this is the first point. So the resultant force I have already told you, it is also acting in the same direction. So obviously the resultant force, it is in the same direction. So this resultant force, this is the resultant force. Okay, so this resultant force can be defined as it is sum of the applied forces. These are the applied forces. These are the applied forces. So the resultant force is the sum of the applied forces.
Ma'am, the
Okay.
net force and resultant force are same, ma'am.
Yeah, net force or resultant force are the same. Okay. So
Ma'am, once explain this again, ma'am.
what you did not understand, you tell me, I will explain. Because this is very simple equation. There is nothing to get confused in it. Which part you did not understand, you tell me.
Ma'am, after moving in same direction.
Yeah. So you have anything in your hand?
Yes, ma'am.
What is, or any object you have in your hand?
N is there, ma'am.
So see, you keep pen on one table.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. What you have done? You just push it.
Yes.
What happened to the pen?
It is on the table, ma'am.
It is on the table, but it is in the same position after pushing also. Same place.
No, ma'am.
It has moved to some place, right?
Yes. Yes.
It has moved to some place. Okay. So then what is happening? The pen, when you are applying force F1, what is happening? The pen is moving to some distance and stopping there. Okay. So that is the net force, or that is called as the resultant force. Okay. But here I am telling two forces are applied. For example, you have a very, very heavy bench. Okay, it is having lot of weight. So what is happening? Two persons are required to move the bench, let us say. So two persons are moving that bench. First person is called as F1 or force 1, and second person we denote it as force F2. Mean two forces are acting. Force 1 is called as F1 and force 2 is called as F2. Okay, mean two persons. For example, you can take your friends also. Akshara and Ritvika, let us take. Akshara and Ritvika are moving a bench. Okay, so they are applying the force in one direction. Mean they are applying, they are moving the bench towards right side, let us say. So the bench will move in the right side direction only. If they move towards left side, the bench will move
Left
towards
side.
left side. But now they are moving towards right side. Hence, both of them were applying. No, Akshara is F1 now. Ritvika is F2 now. The force which is applied by Akshara is called as F1 force. The force which is applied by Ritvika is called as F2 force. And both of them were moving the bench, and they are moving the bench towards right side, and hence the bench is moving towards right side because the force applying is towards right side. Then what is happening? The bench from one certain place to some extent it is going and stopping there. So where this is called as the net force, or whatever the final destination the bench is reaching. So by with the help of this we can calculate the net force. Net force or resultant force is nothing but it is the sum of the magnitude of applied forces. Okay, it is sum
Okay,
of the
ma'am.
magnitude of applied forces. If you open your textbook, course book, and in the course book you have some points, like in the points you can see page number, I think it is 4. It is clearly written in the first point, when forces are applied on an object in the same direction. If you have course book with you, you can open the course book and you can see like in the 4th page, when forces are applied on an object in the same direction, they add up. I have already told you here F1 and F2 are the forces which are applied on an object called ball or bench or whatever it is. So they are moving in the same direction. What it happens, they add up. So the net force or the resultant force that acts on the object is a single force. So F1 and F2 are two separate forces. But when they are applied on the bench, so single bench is moving. Now, two forces are applied to move a single bench. So automatically the result is the net force is a single force now. Okay. So whose magnitude is nothing but it is sum of the applied forces. So the resultant force or the net force is nothing but it is sum of the applied forces. So the net force, finally, whatever the net force we are getting, it also acts in the same direction as the two forces. So this is the first point. I think it is clear now. If you have anybody is having any kind of doubt, now you can ask for 1 or 2 minutes, not more than that, because we have to cover up many points.
Okay, ma'am.
Anybody who did not understand this? Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
If you want to respond, please respond fast because we have only 40 minutes of time. Okay, I'm moving to next point now.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah, we will move to the next point. 1
Okay,
minute.
ma'am.
Ma'am.
1 minute, please. Okay.
Ma'am,
Yeah, tell me.
I have a doubt, ma'am.
I asked you to respond fast. Tell me what is your doubt.
Ma'am, if two
Your
members are,
voice is not clear.
ma'am,
Tell me your
no, it's
voice is
okay.
not clear, but tell me.
Ma'am, if two members are pulling the same object in different directions,
Ma, that is first point. In second point, I'll explain you that. Okay, you don't worry about it. Okay, that will also come now. Okay, second
Okay.
point. See, you have again a bench here.
Okay.
Let us say, or for example, you have a big stone here. Let us say, or a brick here. You have a brick here. Okay, what is happening is, let us take an example with Himasri. Okay, Himasri is pushing this brick in right direction, let us say, and then Spurti is also pushing the same brick in the opposite direction, mean left direction. So she is applying force in this way and she is applying force in this way. So opposite direction, we are going to discuss about opposite direction. Okay, so when two forces, here we can call Spurti have applied force, we can call it as F1, and then Himasri has applied a force, now we can call Himasri as F2. Okay, so now when forces were applied in the opposite direction, okay, then we will get a resultant force. The net force or the resultant force, it may be like F1 minus F2 or F2 minus F1. Mean, why I have taken F1 here is the force, the force, the first force, whatever applied is larger than the second force. Mean the second force is here smaller. Okay, but in the case 2, the force applied by F2 is larger force. Okay, and the force applied by F1 is smaller force. Okay, so when two forces are applied on an object in opposite direction, then the resultant force or the net force we get is the differences between the two forces. The resultant force or the net force is the difference between the two forces. Mean it may be F1 minus F2, in which the F1 is larger than the F2, or F2 minus F1 where the force 2 is larger than, mean the applied force is more than the force F1. So we can calculate. So in which direction it moves is, it moves in the, then the object moves in the direction of larger force applied. So the object moves in the direction of larger force applied. I will give you a chance to ask. First let me complete this point, and after completion of this point you can ask your doubts. Okay, so once again I'm explaining, you see, so here there is an object. This object you can take it as a brick or a big stone. Okay, so now I have taken Himasri and Spurti as an examples if I take. So Himasri was pushing this object in right direction and Spurti was pushing that object, same object, in opposite direction. Then in which direction the object moves? What is the resultant force or what is the net force is? The net force F will be calculated by the difference of the two forces. The difference means either if the F1 force, mean the, if Spurti has applied much energy on it or more force on it, the object moves in the direction of Spurti. If Himasri has applied much force on it or much energy on it, then it moves in the direction of Himasri. So either the object will move in the F1 direction or F2 direction, but it depends upon the larger the force they use. Okay, if the force
Ma'am,
is
both
larger,
forces are same.
Amma,
Both forces are same means
first you listen to this, that also is there, I will explain you. Both the forces are same means the object will not move. Okay, the object will not move. If both the forces are same, the object cannot move and the object will not move. Okay, the net force will be 0 then. If both the forces are, for example, the resultant force F1 is equal to F1, again it is equal to F2. Mean both the forces are equal here. The force applied by F1 is equal to F2, then there is no movement. Zero moment will be there. Okay, the net force will be 0 then. F is equal to 0
Okay.
then.
Ma'am,
Okay.
if
Huh.
F3 will be,
Please speak
F3.
louder. Your voice is not audible.
ma'am, if F3 will be means,
F3 will be means again the force that a candidate is applying. It depends upon the quantity of force applied. The movement of an object depends upon the quantity of the force applied. It could be F3, F4, F5 and so on. But whatever it is, if F3 is applying more force, the object will move in the direction of F3. If F4 is applying more force, it will move in the direction of F4. If everybody are applying same force, it will not move. Then F is equal to 0. Okay, so you just see course book for the same page.
Ma'am.
Yeah.
Then formula will change now, ma'am.
I have written here clearly now F is equal to 0 then. If the forces applied on the object are same, then the net force will be 0. Okay. I'm reading second point. You just see when forces are applied on an object in opposite directions, then what happened? They oppose each other. So the net force on the object is the difference between the two forces. I have clearly told you the difference between the two forces in the sense F is equal to F1 minus F2. That is called as the differences between the two forces. The minus indicates the difference. The plus indicates the sum of the applied forces. The minus indicates the differences between the two forces. Hence, this net force will act in the direction of larger force. I have already told you the net force or the resultant force will act in the direction of larger force. The person who have applied much force, it is called as larger force. The object will move in that direction. So if the two opposing forces are equal, then the net force is 0. I have already told you if F1 and F2 are applying same force, then the net force is 0. Any doubts in this point?
No, ma'am.
no, ma'am.
Is it clear to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So we will go for the next point. So we can describe a force by its magnitude, by its magnitude and the direction. So we can describe force by, that is written in third point. You can see a force can be described by stating its magnitude and the direction in which it acts. Okay. When two forces acts on an object in the same or opposite direction, if the two forces are acting in the same direction, okay, example 1 I have told you, or in opposite directions, in the example or in the point 2 I have discussed about that. So when the two forces acts on an object in the same or opposite direction, the effect on the object is due to the net force acting on it. The effect on the object is due to the net force, means the resultant force or the movement of the body or the movement of the resultant force, it depends upon the net force acting on it. Net force is nothing but sum of the applied forces or differences between the forces applied. Okay. So the effect on the object is due to the net force acting on it. So in this case, we can call it as it is the sum or differences of the two forces. In the first point, I have told you it is sum of the applied forces. And in the second point, I have explained you like it is the difference of the two forces. Okay. So it is an explanation of first and 2 points. Elaborately, it was given in the third point. Okay. Is third point clear to you all? You
Ma'am.
read it. You read it along with me. Then you will understand it. You just look into your course books. I'm explaining once again the third point. A force can be described by its stating its magnitude and the direction in which it acts. Okay. So yesterday I have told you what is magnitude. Okay. Yesterday we have discussed about what is magnitude. And then direction means you know very well. So we can describe force by looking into the magnitude and direction of the object. So when two forces acts on an object in the same direction, in today's class, the first point I have told you is the same. When two forces F1 and F2 are acting in the same direction, then what is happening? The net force is sum of the applied forces. And then when two forces are acting in opposite directions, the net force is difference between the two forces. In first case, F is equal to F1 plus F2. In second case, F is equal to F1 minus F2. Okay. So in this case, it is the sum or differences of the two forces. Okay. Is it clear now?
Yes, ma'am.
What did you understand? Tell me in the third point. Please tell me fast because we don't have time. Hello.
Ma'am,
Please tell me third point.
ma'am, in the third point, it's saying that a force can be described by its magnitude.
Only that much I have told.
Ma'am, and
Ma'am,
also
two
the
forces,
directions in which it acts.
See, you have a ball in your hand, isn't it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. You have thrown the ball. Okay. To throw the ball, what is required? Your voice is muted.
Force.
Force is required. So when you apply force, what is happening?
The ball is
The ball is moving.
moving.
Is it not? When you throw a
Moving.
ball, it is moving. Okay. So
Yes, ma'am.
when a ball is moving, it means the ball is moving in a direction. It has some direction, isn't it? It will move in any one particular direction. Okay. And it will have some magnitude. Magnitude means up to what extent the ball is moving. Okay. The maximum extent the ball is moving. Actually, magnitude is the shortest distance between initial and final points. Okay. So when you want to define the force, when you are applying force on ball, when a ball is moving, we can define that force with 2 points. One is we have to calculate the distance. Okay, distance is nothing but we have to take the shortest distance. Shortest distance is nothing but magnitude. Okay, when you calculate the magnitude and you will take the direction in which it is moving, then you can define force. Is it clear to you, children?
Clear, ma'am.
Okay. So one more example we can give you is, see, you all will have a game called rope game. Okay. There will be a big rope and 4 members on right side and in the opposite side. Again, yeah, 4 members will be there. Then what will happen? The rope will move. See, you will be starting pulling the rope. Okay, one team will pull in their direction. The other team will pull the rope in their direction. So what will happen? The rope will move in the direction of the team that applies more force. So which team applies more force? In that direction, the rope will move.
Ma'am.
Yeah, somebody is asking. Hello?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, then in this condition we should. Hello, ma'am.
Tell me speed, Amma. Time is
Hello,
not there.
ma'am.
Yeah. Tell
Yes,
me
ma'am.
fastly if you
In
have
this
doubt.
condition we should do.
In this condition,
Ma'am, am I audible?
you are audible. Please speak louder and you speak very speed. I don't have much time.
Ma'am, yes, ma'am. In this case, we should add both sides a force and then subtract it with other, no, ma'am.
That all
Means
you
first,
discuss later. That all you discuss later. Okay. First, let me complete the topic first, because those are all assumptions. You have to do it in the leisure time. Okay. Now, what I'm telling is the rope will move in the direction of the team that applies more force. If A team is applying more force, the rope will move in the direction of A team. And if the B team is applying more force, then the rope will move in the direction of B team. And if both the teams are applying same force, then the rope will not move at all. Then F is equal to 0. Mean, we can say that when two or more forces act on an object in different directions, mean, for example, here two or more objects means A team is one object and B team is one object. So when two or more forces acts on an object in different directions, the effect on the object is due to the magnitude and direction of the net force acting on it. Net force comes with the help of larger force. Okay. Net force acting on it. So you have to calculate it by F1 minus F2. If F1 is applying, mean A team is applying larger force, then A1 minus A2. If a B, A minus B. If A team is applying more force, then F you can calculate by the help of F is equal to A minus B. And if B team is applying more force, then you can calculate like B minus A. So that is how you can get the net force. Okay. Once again, I'm telling, you can look into your course book also. Hence, we can say that you can observe the fourth point. In a tug of war match, the rope will move in the direction of the team that applies more force. If the two teams applies the same force, the rope will not move at all. Okay, so hence we can say that when two or more forces act on an object, so two or more forces acts on an object in different directions. So here A team is one force and B team is one force. Rope is an object. So the two forces are acting in different directions. The effect on the object is due to the magnitude and direction of the net force acting on it. I have already told you we can define force only by the help of magnitude and direction. And when you want to calculate the net force, okay, when you want to calculate the force, the effect on the object is due to the magnitude and direction of the total force or resultant force or net force acting on it. Is that point clear to you all?
Clear, ma'am.
Okay. So now let us move. Next, I'll tell you, like, you know, this is all whatever I have already explained till now. The same thing is there here actually. Like, you know, you have a table. Let us say there is one table. Let us say this is one table. Okay. If you consider this as a table, okay, let us assume that you are pushed a table. You pushed a table with force F1. So you have pushed a table with force F1, let us say, and another student pushed it with force F2. So another same example, whatever I have told you. So another student pushed it with force F2. Then when the forces applied on the table are in the same direction, so both the students have applied or have pushed the table in the same direction, then what happens? It moves through a greater distance. The table is moving to a greater distance. Okay. So it is moving through a greater distance. It is moving through a greater distance. So now the resultant force F1. So this is the resultant force now. This force can be calculated by, okay, the resultant force, you can turn the page. The resultant force is defined as the total effective force acting on a body. Means the resultant force, I have already told you, the resultant force is nothing but it is the total force or total effective force acting on it. Okay, it is defined as the total effective force on a body along their directions. So to define force, always 2 points are important. One is magnitude and second one is direction. So when two students have pushed the table, F1 and F2 are the two students who have pushed the table in the same direction, then the table is moving to some distance, mean it is some, we will call it as some greater distance. So the net force F is nothing but